Grapple?
Grapple is a news mag that throws light on societal occurrences here and there, plunges deep into perspectives while debunking evils.
Get on set every Tuesday with Kingsley Che at 10 a.m. and get the best out of it.
Today's edition of Grapple speaks of the Socioprofessionnal Insertion in Yaoundé.
Stay tuned. Grapple? Only with Kingsley Che.
November 2016, November 2020. This is exactly 4 years since the Angloplone crisis broke out in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon. Kidnappings, killings, ghost towns and curfews. These have been some of the highlights of one of the most striking socio-political tensions the country has ever known.
I came here because houses were being burned in our villages, so we were running.
Running for their lives, many Anglophones have fled their regions of origin to Yaoundé. Today, they are called internally displaced persons, dubbed IDPs of the Anglophone crisis. Today's edition of Grapple speaks of their socio-professional insertion in Yaoundé, their livelihood, and their economic activities.
Good morning and welcome to the first edition of your program, Grapple, on 88.4. You are listening to Kingsley Che. Stay tuned.
Strike actions motivated by the desire to witness a change at both the judicial and educational systems in place. Such was the genesis of the today known Anglophone crisis rocking the north and southwest regions of Cameroon. In November 2016, some teachers and lawyers took to the street protesting against the perceived marginalization. On October 1, 2017, the move turned sour, rising beyond social demands and thus embracing political revendications as the radical separatist groups made it known, to the displeasure of the Cameroonian government. The aftermath was dispiteous. Violence left dozens of protesters dead with more than 100 wounded. The revendications will turn into a crisis amidst attempts by government missions to curb the problem without any concrete result. With the burning of houses, bomb blasts and different atrocities perpetrated in both Anglophone regions, many will resort to leaving their homes. Nigeria will turn to be an option while the metropolitan city of Yaoundé will be invaded. Going by the Cameroon 2019 supplementary appeal of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, by 2018, the Southwest region had recorded 150,000 IDPs and the Northwest 211,000. Welcome to Yaoundé, the capital city of Cameroon and regional capital of the center. We bought a motorcycle heading to Obili, one of the most congested quarters of the city in terms of internally displaced persons. Passing through Melen, Biamasi or Etuga Bay, the result is the same. We stop at Biamasi, where Genevieve Pangya lives with her 3 children. This is how she came into the city of Yaoundé on a rainy night.
I was coming down to Yaoundé. I did not know where to stay, but I just believe in God that when I'll come, I'll have somewhere to live. So when I arrived here at 1 a.m. at night, I did not have anywhere to go.
Age 26 and completely new in town, she has no other choice but to believe in God for survival.
One Bamileke woman helped me around 2 to 3 days. As the woman helped me, my relative told me that no, it's not good like that. Let her even look for me money for 2 months rent. So she looked for money, then she rent me a room.
Genevieve, who ran from Dop in the Northwest region on the 14th of September 2018, will still experience other challenges at the level of her needs. Being resilient and willing to make ends meet at all costs, the young lady, now divorced from a 10-year marriage, would try other options, plunging thereby into debts.
I found one church. I was fellowshipping there. It's from then that I have been receiving help.
What business exactly did you start?
I was selling not only tomato, I was selling with food items like beans and rice. Even though the business was not moving, I used to take it, I cook for us to eat. That's how the capital got finished. So now like this, I see went in again. I said, no, let me start another business. So I borrow money. It's not really going.
So what's the business you are doing?
So I'm selling maize. This maize that women do plow with it. So that's it. I thought maybe that one will be moving.
Unfortunately, it is not moving. As if to say success wasn't her portion. The amount of money from the sales of these human hair vary from 2,000 to 2,500 francs CFA per day.
I have money, sister. I didn't find no market. With the money, with the push and small.
So do you want
that one? So I feel give you that one so for 2,000.
2,000, not yes one.
No, I don't you because I know you because you be my sister.
Well, my sister, you know, sitting there strong now. So they we two the manage first. So they get into such a more good do na hardy.
Man go do how? This question appears to be the order of the day to many of these IDPs who now live in Yaoundé while hoping for a better future. Just like Genevieve Pangya, Ngum Honorine is one of them. She left Moyuka Southwest region on the difficult situations.
I came here because houses were being burned in our villages. So we were running, we have nowhere to go. So we were thinking that the only place that we can come there and have safety is in Yaoundé because it's the capital.
The capital city also has capital challenges, and this mother of four would soon learn that through experience.
Struggling to eat, struggling to send children to school. We are not even able. We are just like even going to school, pleading for teachers in school to teach them before we can even do some odd jobs to go and pay even 2,000 francs.
With the difficulties experienced in getting socially and professionally inserted, women have opted for the radical job.
We go to the farms, but they can give us 1,105 and we work at sometimes we even work some of them, they don't even pay. It can even cost you to go and sleep with a man just because you want a daily bread.
Coupled to these, they must put up with fraudulent bosses who deny paying their dues and demand sex in exchange for their money. Mrs. Ngwene Victorine, you are a sociologist. Tell us, how difficult is it for internally displaced persons to embrace the city of Yaoundé?
The difficulties are very, very enormous. The language is first of all a barrier. That person is unable to speak French. Some of them are even unable to understand French. They find it actually difficult to communicate. Then you have this lodging problem.
At times when we are sleeping like this, rain will enter in the house. We have to stand up for the whole night till the rain pass in the morning, that we will carry water out of the house and throw it.
And how does society welcome them?
They are accepted.
And we're even happy to be beside them.
We know that they've escaped from the strike there in the Anglophone zones to come and shelter here in Yaoundé. So we welcome them. We show no difference towards them.
Yeah.
This is Melon, where Kinga Donald with wife Silveria engage in selling puff, pap and beans. Here, life seems better and hopeful.
I always get up every day at 2 a.m. Then I started cook in the house, cook rice, beans, spaghetti, pap. Then 3 kind of beignet maize, pop-off, and a gâteau for 50-50.
Once this is done, the product is set on fire in the oil. How much do you sell each day, Mama?
I can say one day 50,000-60,000.
This family of 7 works hand in glove for the success of this business.
In order to prepare for the next day's market, we have to start preparing from the evening. So we buy sawdust and pound it as I'm pounding like this. Then after the pounding of the sawdust, we have to buy firewood because it goes with firewood.
Living in Yaoundé since the beginning of the crisis, Mr. Kinga Donald takes the lead in helping his wife.
We have family up in the village, so we started helping them. There are some who are in dying need of at least going to school. I paid their transport. They came and stayed with me. I sponsored them in school. There are two that succeeded in having their O levels. One got A levels. One went into driving school and he is now a successful taxi driver in town.
François, mais tu es rentré travail? Tu es rentré travail? Vous avez creusé?
Other young guys like Jude Ifan are struggling with construction sites through 2,500 francs per day and promises of late payments when they come. And most often, they must work under the rain.
We were first working at this chantier behind, but we worked, they never paid us for 2 months today. So down there is a pastor who owned the chantiers. Before the caterpillar came and dug, we were there with the pastor, and after yesterday I dug a whole day, and there is very dangerous because there's a hill down. When it rains, the ground falls every day. So when I was digging that after yesterday, I was afraid. So by the grace of God, I dug the hole safely and I was out. But they never gave us anything, so we're still waiting on the payment.
It is worthy of note that the government of Cameroon has tried as much as possible to help the IDPs through donation campaigns.
On this particular morning, there's a rare distribution of aid for the victims of the war in Ambazonia, the virtual republic proclaimed by the separatists in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon.
No, if I don't give, don't take.
Going by Paula Thangenji, the Minister of Territorial Administration, the situation of the internally displaced persons is within reach.
No matter the amount of internally displaced people we have in the regions, we can handle them with the means put in place by the government.
Grapple on 88.4. Stay tuned.
Good day, Mr. Fritz Kwamendi, and thank you for joining us on Grapple in order to discuss matters related to the socio-professional insertion of internally displaced persons of the Anglophone crisis living here in Yaoundé.
Good day, Mr. Chair. It's my pleasure meeting you.
You are the National Coordinator for Hope and Habilitation Cameroon. What's the organization all about?
It's an organization that advocates for the plight of internally displaced persons. We have other factions which we intervened. We worked with single mothers who are not necessarily IDPs, but we decided to focus on IDPs because we noticed that they were neglected. We are one of the first organizations that started advocating for the plight of IDPs.
How many IDPs have you taken care of?
We have a database of about 3,500 internally displaced registered in Yaoundé. We have been able to help 1,300 already. And this 1,300 which we have helped, we have children among them whom we have given them partial school fees. We have some which we have given them school kits. We came up and took care of them medically. We have supported a lot of women in income generating activities. We have also supported a lot of young men, helping them secure odd jobs. We are also involved in training on entrepreneurship. We support them financially to be able to pick up petty businesses.
And they are coming for their first time with a lot of apprehension and a lot of fear. What do you do in order to get them into the society?
When these IDPs get to Yaoundé, they are worried because of the experiences which they have had. So they suffer from post-traumatic experiences. We pass them through a trauma healing session where we are able to let them know that let the past go and there is still possibility for you to pick up your life again.
Can we say you have psychologists?
Yes, we have psychologists. We work with trained psychologists. We work with trained trauma healing facilitators. And this is what we're proposing to the government of Cameroon.
Has the government been helping you out, or you are just doing it by yourself?
Sincerely speaking, we have never received a dime from the government. We are willing to collaborate with the government, and if they stand by us, we will do a lot to change and affect the lives of these IDPs.
Thank you, Mr. Fritz Kwamendi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Through the major national dialogue, the government granted a special status to the regions concerned after steps like the creation of the Bilingualism and Multicultural Commission, the translation of the OHADA, and the creation of the National School of Local Administration. Nonetheless, days are yet difficult for these IDPs in a society wherein getting employed is a fight. So was it on this edition of Grapple. See you next time, same hour. Stay tuned.